Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another transparency update with the typical portfolio breakdown that we do every day. Now, in these videos, I like to talk about my gains and losses for today, how I'm feeling about the current market and predictions for the future, and we may touch on some other topics as well, including the recent dip with Microsoft stock in relation to the upcoming potential TikTok deal, and of course, Apple stock is doing very well also. And I say very well on the basis of the past week's worth of growth, not just today, but still, plus 0.67% for today was my best performing stock in my portfolio. So Apple stock is on a run right now for sure, right up before this stock split happens at the end of the month. But anyways, as always, if you all do appreciate the transparency, then please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out, and I greatly appreciate it. And let's just go ahead and check out how the portfolio is doing today. As you can see, for the normal market hours so far, we are at minus 0.40% for today, or minus $446.57. And then in the after hours, we are at minus 0.10%, or minus $107. So the after hours, pretty steady, not a huge movement just yet. And that doesn't really predict what is going to happen tomorrow. A lot can change between now and then, but really not a bad day. I mean, if I'm going to have a red day in the stock market for the portfolio, I would much prefer a day like this compared to minus 2 to 3% or minus 2 to 5%. So if I'm going to have a red day, it might as well be one that's not even that significant, one that's really not even a big hit for the portfolio. $500, yes, when you think about it just purely in that amount, that's a lot of money, but in comparison to the value of the portfolio, it's not that big of a hit considering that the stock market is always going to be going up and down with the general trend going upwards if you do pick the correct stocks or invest in the right index funds. So as you can see, we are currently at $111,082.09 for the portfolio. So let's just go ahead and check that out in terms of the weekly, monthly, 3 months, and then the 1 year. So as you can see, we are currently at plus 3.94% for the past week, or plus $4,213.39. A lot of that has been thanks to Microsoft and Apple recently. Tesla is just being a little bit stagnant right now. It's on like a plateau where it's not really moving significantly. It's just within that $1,400 to $1,500 range, it seems like, but still pretty solid just considering the last few days. And then looking at the monthly, we are at plus 9.50%. So pretty decent for the month. That's still about a year's worth of growth for your typical index fund. But I would like to get back up near this point right here. When we start getting close to that $120,000 marker is when I really start getting excited. As you can see, I've been teased a little bit lately where it starts to look like it's getting near it once again and then it goes right back down. So I've gotten to where I'm just not getting my hopes up as much anymore. Even though yesterday was a really good day in the stock market for me, I'm not like getting super excited like I was back when we were hitting this point on July 13th, because it seems like it has just teased me so far with this. And then also for the 3 months, we are currently at plus 45.65%. So the 3 months are really solid. And then for the all-time or for the past year, it doesn't really matter. Both of them are the same. I started in early December of last year, and we are at plus 52.98%, or plus $38,447.01. So just breaking down how the market started out today, we started out at 9 a.m. at minus 0.27%, or minus $301.10. So we had a little bit of volatility up until this 9:20 a.m. marker right before the normal market hours. So the normal market hours start at 9:30. So 10 minutes before the normal market hours, we started to have like a little bit of an incline. And then once we hit 9:30, it shot up all the way to this point at 9:35, and then we had a lot of volatility with the peak of the day being at 9:50 a.m., which was at plus 0.65%, or plus $724.28. And then we just had a bunch of bounces on the way down with the general trend being downwards, and we hit this point at 11:30 a.m., where after that it was just a lot of volatility, and at 1:05 p.m. we are at minus 1.33%. It shot up a little bit up until this point at 1:55, and then it dropped back down once again to what I think was the lowest point for today at 2:40 p.m., which was minus 1.52%. Then from that point on, it actually shot up a decent amount until this point where the after hours started. So 3:55 p.m. we were at minus 0.57% or minus $639.76. So not too bad of a loss. And then pretty much since then on, it just steadied out a little bit. So not a bad day overall. Like I said, if it's going to be a red day, I would much prefer it to be one like this. But just jumping into the numbers for today, we'll talk about Tesla stock first off. As always, we got to start out with the biggest position in the portfolio. And for Tesla, we only lost 0.13% so far, which is minus $68.82. And then for the total return, we are at plus 74.99%, or plus $21,867.95. So really not a bad day for Tesla stock at all. It just pretty much stayed the same. I mean, a tiny loss, but nothing significant to write home about. And then next up, we have Microsoft. This is the one that I kind of wanted to talk about more in depth in this video. And we had a minus 1.68% loss for this today, which is minus $709.80. And then for the total return, we are at plus 24.22%, or plus $8,094.78. So this took a little bit of a hit after we had the really good news yesterday where it was released that the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella actually talked to President Trump about the whole situation with them thinking about having a deal with TikTok. So now it seems like there is a good outlook on the possibility of this deal, in which Trump announced that the US arm of TikTok would have to be sold to an American company by September 15th, or it will be pretty much closed down. So keep in mind, there is the possibility of another company being interested in TikTok. Now that everything is out in the open about Microsoft's interest, there could be another company come into the mix and do a dirty move and say, here's a higher number than what Microsoft is going to give you. How about you consider this instead? So there is that possibility, because at this point, if the company is going to get banned anyways, if TikTok is going to be banned in America anyways, for them, it's like, why not go to the highest bidder? It doesn't really matter for them, so they might as well just get as much money as possible out of it. So that is one issue with this deal being out in the open right now. Now another company does have the option to try to get in on this deal instead of Microsoft. And if you're not familiar with this, there was a recent news piece released about some potential interest by Apple in a TikTok acquisition. However, this was then corrected by Apple themselves, in which they have denied interest in the TikTok acquisition. So right now, the only company that I'm familiar with that is still interested in this deal is Microsoft. And I really think that this could benefit Microsoft greatly. I've talked about this in past videos as well, but I think there's a lot of potential with this acquisition to get Microsoft a younger audience. Really, the only significant young audience that Microsoft has right now is with some of their electronics, like with the Xbox consoles. So they really need to focus on a younger audience, in my opinion, because right now their marketing tactics and advertisements are a little bit archaic in comparison to some of these other companies that have a larger interest by younger audiences. So I think this would be a big asset to Microsoft in terms of widening that audience base much more, because as we know, the people that are young are going to be the future. So that's the future consumer base. And I think that really matters here. So yes, we have seen a pullback so far just with today alone. But if this deal does go through, I think some price is factored in right now, but I also don't think it's all factored in. So like I've said in previous videos, some stocks you have a lot of future events factored in. But with Microsoft, I think it's one of the few in the stock market that is not only undervalued, but I also don't think this deal is completely factored in yet. And if we check out the fair value of Microsoft, it is actually $228. And that was recently upgraded. According to this, it says it was updated on 8/3/2020. So August 3rd, just yesterday, this fair value has been updated. And so, according to this research report with Robinhood Gold, this is a buy. And usually with a lot of these research reports on stocks in the market, you don't see a lot of them that are actually a buy right now, because a lot of them, such as Tesla and Apple, are way overvalued according to those fair values. Now, keep in mind, I think a lot of these underestimate fair values. So if these research reports are known for underestimating fair values on tech stocks and other ones as well, keep in mind they don't always underestimate them. For example, sometimes the fair value is too high on some of them, in my opinion, but they are known for this in the tech sector at least. And to me, that says there could be some opportunity with Microsoft here. I mean, aside from the fair value and everything, I still think this is a great price to get in with Microsoft. This is one of those companies that I feel like I could just buy and hold for the long term and just hold it until retirement retirement when it's time to sell. So this is one that I definitely think is a buy and hold long term. So really satisfied with this position as well. And then finally, we have the only green stock in the portfolio for today, the only one that grew a little bit, which is Apple, which is at plus 0.64% or plus $117.60. And then for the total return, we are at plus 53.36% or plus $6,409.02. So Apple has definitely been one of those underrated positions in my portfolio. It definitely would have been nice if I had put a little bit more into Apple as well. But of course, hindsight is always 20/20. But I just wanted to share this video with you all. If you did enjoy it and enjoy the transparency updates, then please make sure to smash that like button. And also feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral links, then you can get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much you deposit. That's a huge promotion that they have going on right now. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.